I represented the rest of us.
But Mr. Njaka, don't you think this is also an attempt to avoid an occurrence of what we have in some other countries in Africa, where people stay in office for decades?
Does it remove sit-tight syndrome in Africa? Of course, Nigeria is a more sophisticated environment. President Olusegun Obasanjo then lost the dream of a third term, and he was shut down. So I don't think, as bad as our democratic experience may be, I don't think anybody will succeed in sitting tight in Nigeria, except through the barrel of the gun, which on its own has become not just anachronistic, but has become not even unpopular, but has almost become extinct, because what has festered coup d'etat in the past was lack of robust communication and information platform. Today you cannot plot any coup anymore and expect it to succeed, because the very moment you think it in your mind, it is flying in the air. So the only option that is now left for Nigeria and for Nigerians is to deepen our democratic experience.
Hold on, before you go into deepening the democratic experience, it's you lawyers that always talk about this one not being known to law, that one not being known to law. So if this bill comes to, there's a basis, or there's something that can be used to prosecute anyone that wants to have that sit-tight syndrome.
Prosecute or disqualify?
Or disqualify. We're talking about civilian experience. You don't talk about prosecution. We're talking about disqualification.
Yeah.
So it's not a matter of prosecute, disqualify. And then what the Constitution is very clear on that you don't run more than 2 terms. We had an issue of definition of a term. What is a term? The Constitution said a term is 4 years.
4 years.
It's simple.
Certain.
And the Constitution has also said what a year is. But a year is 12 calendar months. So you can't run beyond 48 months in a term. And if eventually somebody acted on behalf of another and possibly exhausted the tenure of that other person, what you seek to cure in one, you are opening up in the other. The proposed bill seeks to cure the issue of tenure not going beyond 8 years of 2 terms. If you now cut the person down and you say it's only 2 years, I mean after 2 years of in acting capacity, you can only run 1 more term. Add both gives you 6 years, and you have run short of what the Constitution provides.
Correct.
The 2 terms is 8 years. So what you seek to cure in one hand, they are creating another problem with the other hand. So, and that is why the bill should be thrown away, because it does not serve the interests of the nation, present, past, and future. It does not.
The question of the right to vote and be voted for, how does that tie into all of this?
The right to vote and be voted for.
I mean, a man who was in acting capacity, let's just say for instance, an unfortunate incident happens, and a governor, probably his deputy, are taken out of the picture.
That's right.
And then a man who's maybe in the legislature, who's the speaker, never intending to be governor, is forced to come and be in acting capacity.
Okay.
Now he wants to run. You now tell him that he cannot run more than a term.
He can't do that. I don't even.
As according to that bill.
Yeah, according to that bill, you can't do that, because then you have to change the Constitution and change the meaning of word term, a tenure. It will now change. It will no longer be 48 months, like you said. So if they want to amend the Constitution, let's start from where it's more important, not who gets into office. We're still discussing office. And I think that's why they're not here, because they don't know the kind of questions you're going to be asking. And that's why they won't come. Let's stop discussing office. Let's start discussing delivery.
Okay, maybe what we should do is pull back a bit and look at what we should expect from anyone going into office, even if it's to stay within that limited time frame of 6 or 8 years as a kid maybe. What would you say?
I wouldn't mind. You see, delivery is all I'm bothered about. Understand this. I don't care. Listen, if we have a president that can deliver for this country and he stays in office for 20 years, I'm not bothered about it. Because maybe because I'm not a politician. It's the others who want that position.
You're one of those who saying take out the tenure thing from the constitution.
No, I won't say that. I won't say that. The tenure thing, okay, let's discuss tenure thing in practice. Number one, people get into office 4 years. They're anticipating another 4 years. What happens? They work for those 3 years in the first term so that they will have something to show the people.
Yeah.
The 4th year, they are campaigning.
Preparing for election.
Then if they get in, work stops. They begin to now take care of their exit and who they will anoint to take over from them. That has been the practice.
Yeah.
That's what we have seen. So the question is, how is this bill going to change anything?
But it doesn't.
If you even make it, if that man is going to stay 5 days, and he decides to, look, I don't need to do any work, let me accumulate enough money. The values are gone to, I mean, we don't have values anymore. I can bribe the people, I can buy the Bova, buy up the other people also in Abuja. Then what happens? And I'll install somebody.
Isn't the Constitution clear on the kind of service that each person in office should deliver?
What the law says and practice may be different. We know what the Constitution says. But in practice, Nyota, I send the question back to you. Has it been so?
I'm the one asking the question.
Oh, good, I forgot. All right.
I want to join my thoughts with that of my big brother, Oscar.
Please, just give us your own.
Yes, no, let me go. Because one fundamental thing that we should be talking about now is if this bill is intended to help our democratic experience, how many of such bills are actually in the works to help our electoral process?
Oh, beautiful.
As we speak, one of the greatest problems and challenges we have in Nigeria is our electoral process.
Electoral process. Today
there's going to be a rerun of a federal house in Ijayojokoro federal constituency in Lagos State, and the Commissioner of Police said that 8,000 security agents, security men will be involved.
Why?
That's the question.
Is it a war?
No, that is the question.
It is a war.
That is the question.
It is a war.
8,000 security men will be involved in rerun of one federal constituency seat.
Local government.
So that tells you, and that is why for every election in Nigeria there are hues and cries, there are accusations and counter accusations. Nigerians expect that the National Assembly should be more interested in giving robust laws that will strengthen our electoral process, because electoral fraud is the worst form of fraud that is being perpetrated in developing countries, because it is the process that throws up the leadership. How can National Assembly sit down and they are closing their eyes to the fact that you need only an attempt at school certificate to be a president of Nigeria?
An attempt
at school certificate to be a president, to be a governor, to be a legislator, senator, federal house. The highest educational qualification stated in the Constitution is school certificate, and he did not say with 5 credits, so
Mr. Nzeako,
which is required to gain admission into any higher institution, that you must have 5 credits in English, and then including English and maths. It says school certificate. So even if you make an F9 in the 9 subjects, you are qualified to be a Nigerian president. Why would we be looking into
the quality of presidents of the United States
and other countries of the world?
Which is why this is what we get.
So
we want school dropouts as our president.
That's why he's talking about that.
We're not going to get much, are we?
Office. We are not discussing quality of delivery. Quality of delivery. You can't give what you don't have. There's no way somebody will give what he or she does not have.
On that note, we will take a moment and we'll come back to look at quality of service.
Beautiful.
Please don't go away.